everyone, welcome to the Codemagic Webinar Series. I'm Renuka Kelkar. I'm working as a field marketing specialist at Codemagic. And Codemagic always supports the community, and this is our one initiative to help the community to bring the expert people on our platform and share the knowledge with you all. So here is our first episode of the web series, and the first I would like to introduce our both the speaker today. So we have two amazing speakers from the two different community. First one is Muralidharan Kathiresan. Hi, Murli.
Yeah, hi.
And the another speaker who is from the Flutter community is Sasha. I think
Hello, hello.
from so yeah. So thanks both of you to joining our platform and sharing your knowledge with our community. So I think start we can the agenda of the today's session is first we can have a talk of Muralidharan and then we can have a talk of the Sasha. Then please, if you have any questions or anything, we have a separate Q&A session, and you can put it in the YouTube chat or the LinkedIn, and we can take it the question from there. So I think Muralidharan, you can start your session. So you can introduce yourself as well, and me and Sasha will go out from the screen then. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Okay. Just trying to share the screen. Yes. Can someone confirm? Is my screen visible? Renuka?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Yeah, thank you. Hi everyone. Firstly, thanks for joining. So myself, Muralidharan Kathiresan. You can call me Murli. I'm originally from India, currently residing at London. I work as a senior iOS developer at Bally's. So I also write articles, and I have co-authored a iOS development blog site called shiftpublish.com. So that's pretty much about me. So everywhere now it's AI, right? So every company is trying into AI, and every website domain you see is now .ai. So today I want to share my views on little futuristic topic, maybe a little futuristic vision on AI powered code reviews and pull request. So let's dive in. To understand something, or before trying anything, we need to know how the current system works, right? So then only we can able to see whether it will actually beneficiable for us or not. So let's see the problems in the current pipelines, in the current approach we have, and then where AI can help us with. The first one is commit messages, right? It's the starting point of code collaboration. That's where we start going to push the code to the repo. That's where everything starts. As you can see in the screen, these commit messages are not at all useful, right? It may have like small change, fix PR commands. It doesn't have a proper definition or doesn't tells. So generally, how you expect a commit message? So it should be self descriptive, and it should be short and clear so that we understand what that particular chunk of work does. And when you group certain commit messages, we should derive a story out of it, but here nothing is happening. So this is because we feel it is a duplicative work. We have done enormous work on developing something, and then when we are trying to push the code, it's again telling what we did in this so far. So people get little burnt out at this time. So that's why the commit messages are not sometime not clear and self. That's why I feel so this is a major starting problem. So for this, we can see what is the advantage we can get from this current AI tools. So I'm going to use VS Code, the Visual Studio Code. We have lot of various tools, cursor, windsurf. Every tool has their own way of doing. So for this presentation purpose, I'm using the Visual Studio Code and then GitHub Copilot. So I feel that is a very easy. So the same practices can be useful or tried out in the other corresponding tools as well. So here is the VS Code. So currently, if you are going to commit something in the source control in the VS Code, if you tap this particular button, generate commit message with Copilot, it will automatically generate a commit message for you. Okay, so according to the changes you have, so it can able to generate it, so you don't have to spend. And it is a, it is a must one, right? So this is the one. So for this, you need to have the GitHub Copilot extension, and if you have that normal version which is free for everyone, it supports to it. So let's see how to do this. Let me take the Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'm going. So I have certain list of changes here. So this is the button I was mentioning in the slide. So if I tap on this message, it's going to tell me initialize Codemagic Webinar project with the essential file and structure. So this is the first one I want to show. Let's move to the presentation again. Yeah. So you may have a question like this commit message is auto generator, right? So how that can be suitable, or I need to be specific to my project or according to my instructions. So you may have a system in your project or a team like you only need the commit messages should be under 50 characters, or you should feel like it should start with the add fix or something in a imperative mood. So those things you can able to customize. You can give the prompt how you want. For example, if you are using VS Code, in the VS Code, if you create a settings.json, it's going to have all your settings. So you can add this chat GitHub Copilot chat commit message generation dot instructions. So this is how you can add. So with this prompt, it will it will use to generate all your commit messages. So you can specify how you want your commit messages also. So the next one is it's not only up to commit messages. So basically, with this settings.json, you can give how you want to generate the test, how you want to generate the code every time you do. So all these settings you can have a glance how I have created this. It is just a natural language. Okay, and if you give this instruction, it will be easier for you to follow a certain process. So you may have a question like what languages does this GitHub Copilot support? So for us, mostly if you are from the iOS community, it supports Swift all the way. And then if you are from Android, if you are from Android side, it supports the Kotlin and Java as well. So GitHub supports supports all the way for iOS from to the Swift package manager, everything. So the next one is the next problem is MTR unuseful pull request summaries. If you see like this PR does not have any clear description, right? The protocol witness learning, it just have this, it doesn't tell why this PR is needed. Okay, what are the changes are introducing, whether it is tested, any screenshot, something. Generally you may have in your team, like you may have a certain pull request template, those things to follow some pattern, so process. So here, to avoid this unuseful summaries or empty summaries, let's see how they can help us. So the first one is automated PR summary creation. So if you have a GitHub Pro access, or in your organization or somewhere, or in your personal GitHub account, if you have Pro, this is not a free version. This is a Pro version. If you are creating PR in the github.com, it can able to, if you tap, there is a button here, the Copilot button, when you are creating the pull request. If you tap on that, it will automatically generate a summary for you according to the changes listed in that PR. Okay, let's see how this is working. So I have certain files here, so I'm just going to commit this alone. Okay. Okay, so now if you see it, I have only the license file, so it is creating update copyright. So I'm just going to commit this alone. Okay, I have committed this, and then I'm going to check. I'm going to check in the GitHub. So if I'm going to create a PR, so I have this button here. So if I tap on this button, let me see if, so it is generating a summary. This pull request includes a small change to the license, so it can able to generate for you automatically. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So the next problem is long waiting for PR reviews. Okay, so you may feel like whenever you create a PR, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So whenever you create a PR, so every time you request your team member to have a review, and then all this process take too much of time, right? That is a third problem we see. So let's see how AI can help here. So now AI can be your new code reviewing teammate also. Whenever you create a PR, you have a button. Okay, the Copilot, you can add in the reviewers list, so it can automatically review this for you. This is also not a free version. If you have in your organization or something Copilot Pro access, so you can able to add it as a reviewer, and it can start immediately review the PR for you, all the changes. So we can see this also. So if I create this PR, I can able to add this Copilot, and then if I create the pull request, so it can able to review the files. Okay, so right now, okay, yeah, this license language is not supported. Yeah, we can ignore that. So it will look like this. So when it start reviewing your PR, it can able to add comments at the particular line. So what are the languages it supports? So this is the GitHub website. So C Sharp, Go, JavaScript, these are the current ones are supported. So right now it doesn't support Swift or Kotlin. So why it doesn't support all the languages is because it is in a preview mode, it is in the public beta access. So to get this access, you need to request you need to have a request. It's on demand basis only, it's not completely public. So you can request for the access. I will share this URL in the chat, so you can have a you can go to this and request in your GitHub account. Once you request, you will be receiving a mail. So to review, to add Copilot as a peer reviewer for the automated code review, you need to first request in the website, then you will get this mail, then you are ready to use. So if you want all your peers in a particular repository to be automatically start review by the copilot, you need to go to the repository settings and then you need to enable this. If you see in the screen, request pull request review from the copilot. So if you enable this is a preview feature, it's not stable. So if you start enabling it, you will all your peers will start be getting reviewed by the copilot. Just a second. Okay. So the next one is, you may have a requirement like, for my repository, I have a specific coding guidelines for this pull request review, right? Your project might have a different style, those things. So you can also specify them, but there are certain conditions for them. One is, this is limited to certain participants, as I mentioned above. Okay, you need to go and access for it. Once they open the access for you, you will get a mail. And this requires, if you want to configure this coding guidelines, you need to have an enterprise subscription. It's not on the pro version, so you need to have a Copilot Enterprise. So as I mentioned in the settings.json for the VS Code, this is also written in the natural language. So you can mention in the natural language, these are the specification you want Copilot to review your code every time you add it as a reviewer. Okay, and then it enforces certain coding style. And then this configuration can be configured for per repository. It's not on the root of your end, all the repositories or all the teams. So it's just for a repository. And these instructions are only for your code reviews. It will not be available in the chat or the VS code you use. It will be only for the github.com. So this is, I do not have a enterprise subscription, so I'm just showing the image here. If you go to the particular repository settings and then you can tap on the Copilot, you can go to the code review section. So there you can start creating the guidelines. You can create as much as guidelines for the Copilot to review your code. So we can, before we raise the PR in the github.com, so we can able to review all the changes in the local also. So this VS Code version code review is supported for Swift, Kotlin, all the languages. So we can able to see what are the things Copilot can review for our set of code changes, and what are the things we need to change. So if so this will look like, if I have all the set of files here, iOS files, it will tell you need to use the foreground color, this kind of changes, this is supported. This way we can avoid getting the comments in the, after raising the PR, we can sort them in the local level itself. So we can have a look at this. Let me open the Visual Studio Code. So here I have set of file changes. So this is the button I was mentioning, Copilot code review. So if I have some list of changes, I can able to review them here. Okay, so if you tap on it, if Copilot have any changes, you can able to see them here. So let me commit these changes as well. So right now it doesn't have any command, so it's just telling reviewing your code did not provide any feedback. So if you have a large, if you have other changes, real changes, so if you tap on this button, you will get all these comments here itself. So I just want to give one more thing. Let me commit the message here. Okay, I'm just committing these files. Let me close the pull request so I can create from here. Okay, pushing those changes. So I have a GitHub pull request extension as well. So I'm going to create a pull request from here. So there is one more option. So this Copilot can able to create the pull request title and the pull request description for us. So if you tap on this button, it will create the title and then it will create the description. These things you can customize in the VS Code settings. So right now I have the instruction only for the pull request description. Okay, according to my uh, natural language instructions, it is creating the description. You can give for title also. So I have the commit message generation here. So you can give, if you have a file also, you can give the file. Like if you have a uh, PR templates for a bug, for a feature, for a POC, you can give different types of the files and you can give the link of the file here. It works. So let's go back to this. So it just created this thing. Okay, so here is the version I told before creating the pull request. So we can ask Copilot to review our entire code also. Copilot. So it will give us, so right now as I told, okay, so it doesn't have any changes here, so it is not. So once we created with the automated thing, we can create the draft here. Just going to create the draft. So it just created. I can go back to Chrome and check. Yeah. So we have the draft here. We can add Copilot. It's for ready for review. So that's pretty easy, right? So we solved most of the three major problems here. With the commit message, you can easily create. You can easily create using this button. If you have, you can create the pull request title. You can create the pull request description. Copilot can review your code. So right now the language Swift is and Kotlin are not supported in the github.com. It's in the preview mode. That's why I said in the starting, this presentation is a futuristic version. So it's in the preview version. It's only for invitation basis. So maybe in the next month, as I was reading in a thread that it will start enable in the mid of April for Swift and Kotlin. So we will have all this access. So we can start preparing to get this benefit. We can also use ChatGPT for that was the one used a long back. So if you have a GitHub action with your ChatGPT API key, you can ask to review the code for it. So, but we could not able to give instructions like whatever is the version I need, or what is the code I need to do, what is the PR description. This natural language was lacking in that. So that can be easily solved if you have this thing. So, and then the settings I also want to show. If I have the repo settings, I can go and then I will show you how to enable Copilot reviews for the repo. So uh, so let me find out the settings where we can enable the. So this is the setting I'm trying to show: request pull request review from Copilot. So for every repo, we will have the settings. I'm just going to this. Yeah, it was here. Yeah, I will share this. Maybe something is messing up with my account. Okay, so we have seen these things. If you have any questions, you can ask. Let's go back to the slide. So Copilot also released 3 days back support for Xcode chat. So if you can use Copilot extension for Xcode, so how you can able to have this chat window. Previously, it was doing auto suggest only the code, but you can start chatting with your files now. But still, it doesn't support directly editing your files. Okay, so you have to manually copy paste the code. Okay, it's not so friendly, because this is also in the preview mode. It's not a easy like the cursor or a windsurf, how they can create files for us, add files in our directory, project directory, and then edit them directly. But this is like, if you see in the in this image, it's just we need to copy paste by manually. So I don't highly recommend this thing as of now. So if you're using the other tools, you can continue using, but just this is a FYI kind of stuff. Before 3 days they started using this one as well. Yeah. So now, after seeing this kind of demo, all the three things: the commit message, the PR title, PR summary, and then automatic code review by Copilot. So, what are the problems I personally see? These are the ones. So, when I was trying with other projects, so when I added a Python one and see how it is reviewing those things. So, the first question I had is, I am reviewing all my code in the local using the Copilot or other tools, whatever I use. So then it is already had a code review, and then I am pushing the code and creating a PR. So there, if I enable the Copilot or something, it's like a duplicate effort. So it couldn't able to find, as you see here, that was showing error. The code, it couldn't able to add any commands. So some things are duplicate effort. So that's what I see. And then second point is, it false positives and false negatives. So sometimes it flag something which is not a real error, because they always mention that it is not 100% future proof. It make mistakes something, but even the small stuffs, I can still see it is not a clear version. Okay, even though the correct ones are marked as wrong. And then limited in handling non-standard code. So the main problem is, all this all this AI are trained using the certain public repositories, right? All the public repositories which are available are there in a certain process. This is like, we follow this pattern, these are the common things, solid principle. If you have a non-standard code, like you're in okay, in a specific way which is not in the very commonish way of doing things, then it doesn't do good. That's a problem in the language model itself. And then shallow understanding of code intent. It's like it doesn't understand what was the real meaning of it. Okay, why this has been done. It just shows the only the linting errors, the coding, the what are the typos, mistakes. So in a very high level, shallow level, so that is also not useful when I do this. And bias and limitations in training data, this is what I said. Okay, if we want our if you're working in an organization, we can't expose our data to our project code to the outside world, right? And it's a security concern, a lot of things. So every organization will have their repos private, so it doesn't enable all this knowledge. So whatever is in the public, that's what we are going to get. So that has its own limitation, so you can't get much more than that. So, and lastly, what AI can't help you. Okay, firstly, it cannot stop you from creating large PRs. So that's the one thing you need to keep in mind. Okay, as we know, it's a good approach is to have small PRs. It is easily reviewable. So AI can't stop you. Okay, to create from larger files. For that, you can use the whatever is the previous approach. Like you can use danger, or you can use any hooks that if a peer has this much more than 500 changes and 500 deletions, additions and deletions, total of some thousand changes, it doesn't allow the system to create a PR, something you can set up to your team or in your personal projects. So but AI is not able to solve that problem, so that's with us still. It cannot understand the entire context of your project or code base. It can see, okay, for example, the demo we seen, the copilot can see what are the changes in that PR. Okay, and it can able to review them. It can't understand your entire code base, what are the files it can affect outside of it, or how it is related to the outside of this PR changes. So that support is not there as well. Okay, so we need to manually take. And then the last and important one is, we can't eliminate human reviews. It can help us in a starting phase, okay, to immediately get some reviews if we miss the, if the person has missed it, and according to the coding guidelines, review guidelines, we set it up in our repo, it can able to help us in a starting way. But we cannot eliminate the complete human reviews. We cannot be in the shape like when we create a PR, we completely rely on the machine to go through our PR. So that's not happening, right? So that's another thing I have to mention. So that's pretty much I want to mention and show this review. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Renuga and Ramaniket, for this chance. Okay. If you have any question.
Thank you
So,
so much, Murli. Like
yeah.
it's a new thing, like because AI is taking everywhere, and people are using the cursor kind of the ID, and they can use to create a code. But this is the next step, like how you can review the code and do the PRs, basically. And yeah, we can do the proper Q&A after the second talk as well.
Yeah. Cool.
I have so many questions in my mind now, so I have just keep it aside that right now, and I can ask you that questions.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but thank you so much for your the
Yeah.
explanation and the talk. But
Thank you. Yeah,
thank
you can. Yeah, you can. If you are watching this, you can. You These are the QR codes for my LinkedIn and X, so you can scan them. You can connect with me, and then you can throw the questions there as well. Yeah. Thank you.
thank you so much. So we have our the next speaker, who is Sasha. I think Flutter community, everyone knows Sasha. I think and the Berlin people, they know Sasha very well. So Sasha, you can introduce yourself, and let's talk about the mobile app development. So uh, let me add.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Can you share my slides?
Yes.
Uh, okay. So, hello everyone. Yeah, thanks Codemagic for having me. So, sorry, my yeah, I just lost my AirPods and used new headphones. They not best fit with my ears. Yeah. Okay. Usually at conferences, at meetups, I'm give technical talks. But today I'm going to share not fully technical experience. So I want to show you any row of code. Yeah. But no worries. If you are a coder, I'm absolutely sure that you will hear something interesting today, especially if you are planning to become a solution architect or technical manager. I mean, grow up, yeah. Or if you already are one of them, this talk will definitely useful for you. I'll be sharing how to boost your mobile team development efficiency, starting from very basics, which is why my talk is called Mobile Development Efficiency 101. So 101, it means like basics, if you didn't know about it. Before we started, if you haven't heard about me before, so yeah, my name is Sasha Denisov. I work for EPAM systems here in Berlin as a chief software engineer, and also I'm playing a role of head of Flutter competencies there. Besides that, I'm Google developer expert in 4 categories: in Flutter, Dart, Firebase, and AI. And I'm one of the organizers of Flutter Berlin community. So always welcome for our meetups. Now they happens not such often as I would like to have, but still, yeah. I hope we will organize something soon. There is a QR code to my LinkedIn. Don't hesitate to follow me. Okay, and kind of promotion minute is over. Let's get back to the topic. Actually, the title Mobile Development Efficiency 101 sounds very general. And the talk, the talk used to have another one, or I'll say one more name, which better describes the idea of the talk. Okay, sorry again, headphones. Up. Yeah. Oh my God. The other name is optimization of mobile development strategies for maximum business impact. Yeah, now it's more detailed from one side, but from another side, a bit long and confusing. So let's break it down to understand what I'm actually going to talk about today. Mobile development strategy. What it exactly is? Yeah. So I have a definition. You can read it with me. A mobile development strategy is a plan of action for creating and deploying mobile application, including goals and objectives, selection of platforms and devices, technologies and tools, development process, marketing and launch, as well as maintenance and upgrades. Yeah, very long, but detailed. Okay, we understand the strategy, but what is a business impact? So business impact refers a positive effect that can be achieved by business from its actions, decisions, or strategies. This means optimizing resources and effort to achieve the highest level of profit, efficiency, or competitive advantage. Yeah. Okay, but what does mean maximum business impact? It's the greatest positive effect. Yeah. Okay. We have one more word here that we can explain: optimization. Optimization is a process of improving something to achieve the best result. So if you talk about business and technology, optimization means tuning processes like systems, algorithms, whatever, resources maybe, yeah, so that they work most efficiently, yeah, and effectively. Okay, so it turns that my talk is about how to plan the development of a mobile application in a way that delivers the greatest positive impact for the business, or in other words, with maximum efficiency. So mobile development efficiency 101 is also correct. Actually, I gained a lot of experience with various mobile applications, developed various mobile applications, and by now I have a kind of standard approach to creating such a plan. Let's imagine that we are decision makers and already have a specific goal that we want to achieve with a mobile application. For example, I don't know, increase sales or improve customer service, provide new services. What else? It can be okay. That's enough. Let's assume that we understand our target audience, and so we can consider that we already have a kind of development strategy, but we are not sure if it's possible to optimize it. Let's start with technology selection. It's kind of first chapter of my talk. When we start working on technical solution, it's always easy to get to get lost in all technical tasks and details. We often forget that the main goal is to bring value to the business. That should always be our top priority. So, in fact, you could say that the specific technology we use doesn't matter as such as the impact we make. Actually, users don't really care what makes their application work. They want their app to be responsive, well thought out, get the job done, and innovative. That's it. Okay, let's get back to serious tone. I would say technology is just a vehicle. It enables the business to take their vision and make it real. That's it. But it's on one hand, but on the another hand, maybe I want to drive Bugatti. It's not just a vehicle, yeah, it's a piece of art. This vehicle offers you more. The capabilities are more. It means, so if the business utilizes those capabilities better, then it offers the users more and moves the needle of business impact more. Yeah. In short, in many projects, the choice of technology really matters. But when it comes to business, technical people often miss a lot of what's going on. On the other hand, business people are not always able to fully understand the technical side either. So there's a big overlap between business and technology that often gets ignored. That's exactly the real innovation happens, where things can be made simpler, more elegant, where we could bring more value to business if we paid more attention. So there are 5 mobile development approaches to be considered nowadays. Yeah, each of those have addresses different requirements to provide the flexibility and priorities of business needs and organization specifics, including user experience, platform support, solution complexity, and blah, 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 blah. So the first one is pure native. It's a separate application for each mobile platforms using platform-specific programming languages like Kotlin for Android, Swift for iOS. Yeah. The second one is a cross-platform. So I'm Flutter developer, so I'm one of this field expert. But it doesn't mean that I don't know other approaches and not able to implement it. So actually, cross-platform, Flutter, React Native, Maui. So application can run on multiple platforms using a single code base. So that's it. Next one, hybrid. Hybrid approach is Cordova, Ionic, and more. So it's just use mobile web technologies to create applications, and it's kind of mobile inside of kind of web inside of mobile. The next one is progressive web apps. So the applications can be accessed using mobile browser, but with some integrations with some native features. And the last one, it's immersive, like Unreal Engine or Unity. So it's kind of specific approach for advanced UX, like 3D games, VR, AR, and so on. So I won't go through all of them, yeah, step by step or details, more detailed. Yeah. I guess you more or less know all of them. Maybe you don't have experience with all of them, but you know. Yeah. We explored all options, and now we need to make a choice. What the approach is best fit for our requirements and our business needs. Business requirements are really important, but they are not only ones to consider. Yeah. So I have formulated and structured everything necessary into, and I call it 3 pillars of technology choice decision making. So the first pillar is a business requirements. So what we have there, K functional requirements. It's what platform and type of devices we need to support, like which form factor, maybe a specific form factor like foldable devices or something, and native capabilities that we have to use, like something, some native SDK or something like this. Then in-house competency, of course, we have taken into account. Like if your company a lot of JavaScript developers, maybe it makes more sense to use React Native than, for example, Flutter, and so on. Yeah. Or I don't know, company's policy, maybe in company it's not allowed to use hybrid because of security reasons or something. Next one, cost reduction. So you can reuse code across platforms. How many platforms we have, how many platforms should we support? Maybe we need to support only one platform. In this case, we don't need to consider cross-platform at all. Native is completely enough or something like this. So, and what else? What is cost reduction? Reuse teams, for example, between mobile and web. In case of using Flutter, for example, we can use the same team for implementation of web and mobile. So we discuss it a little bit more detail a bit later, but yeah, it's just an example of this requirement. And what else? Release updates. So frequency and approach of application updates. Do we need to have ability of code push, for example, or other type of updates, or it's enough to us do all updates using the store capabilities. It's also important when you choose a proper approach. Okay, the first pillar is done. The second pillar, user experience. So the specific user experience needs. I don't know, offline support, navigation, notification, AR, VR experience, whatever. The next one, look and feel. To maybe users of this application are really interested in native look and feel. For example, we should be really careful with iOS applications because users really care about native behavior. And the third one, accessibility and localization. So it's about just consistency between like platforms and web, like formatting, numbers, data, and so on. It's also a requirement. Okay, yeah, the last one, technology dependencies. So the first one is mandatory capabilities that we should have. I don't know, in-app purchases or location service, push notifications. All of them are the technology dependency, and non-functional requirements. It's a standard things like performance, security, scalability, etc. So, considering these three pillars, help us to make well-rounded decision that aligns with both our business and technical needs. But we are talking about optimization, yeah. So the question is, if we already have a mobile application in development but low productive, will it help us if we change the technology stack, for example, from native to cross-platform? Yeah. Let's take an example. A company getting low productivity output and wanted to switch technical stacks. Actually, regarding this image, I asked AI to generate for me a decision maker who is trying to choose the best technology. To make the image more diverse, I asked to make it to make the decision maker abstract. So this is what an abstract decision maker looks like according to the ChatGPT. Yeah. But actually, I have to try it again after the recent update of from OpenAI, the image generation. It should be better. Yeah. Okay. So companies often think as a problem in their tech stack, so they want to switch it. But usually, the real problem is how the processes work. This process slowly creates issues that cause delays and frustration over time. If you just change the tech stack without fixing the processes, the same problems will come back, just with new tools and a bigger price. Yeah. Also, making a real business impact means making trade-offs. You can't pick only the good things. You have to choose the full package. And each package has things you like and things you don't like. Sometimes even the good things you want don't work well together, especially when things go wrong and we didn't plan for the situation. How do we succeed when every choice includes things we don't want? Some companies just focus on what they want and deal with the problems later as they happen. But there is a smarter way to do it. Yeah. To switch or not to switch, that is the question. There is a plan. I mentioned before. Let's go through it step by step. So the first one is identifying the business outcomes or KPIs you care about. There are some common examples like engagement. For example, you want user to spend more focused time in your application. But be careful, this doesn't work for every industry. For example, in banking, high engagement might mean users are struggling, like taking too long just to log in. Yeah. What else? Online sales. You want to increase how much people buy through your app or site. Weekly mobile users. You want more people using your application regularly. Critical defect reduction. You want fewer bugs and more stable, reliable experience for users. Release cycle optimization. You want to release updates faster and more smoothly. Developer efficiency. You want your devs to be able to ship more features with less effort. Yeah. All of them are kind of KPIs. Then you can find case studies. It depends on company, of course. You might not always be able to do this in your company. But for example, at EPAM, it's what we do all the time because we have tons of implemented projects and we can quickly find strong examples that match your case. That doesn't mean you can't try it yourself, yeah? But honestly, the smarter move is to let us help, of course. Because we have done it before, we do it faster and we do it better. So here is what we usually look for. Similar KPIs and metrics, the same industry, the same or similar tech stack, and we ask questions. What did we learn from this? What should we avoid next time? What worked well? What tricks or tools can we use or speed up? So, yeah, come talk to us. Yeah, we already have the answer you're looking for. Yeah, EPAM. Okay, the next step. Optimize your business and project you gains. This usually means finding ways to do more valuable work with the same team without making anyone work harder. So just ask yourself, how much can you improve your business KPI just by streamlining what you already have? No need to change your tech stack. Here are examples of what we might find. For example, development optimization, fix tech debt, everything else speeds up, improve onboarding, use more paid programming, or write better documentation, improve team communication. Or it was development optimization. So also operation optimization, stabilize the dev environment, fix build pipelines, reduce content switching. All of them increase efficiency of development. And yes, strategic optimization is improve system architecture, align iOS Android platforms, make sure requirement match real business needs, and break down silos and manage dependencies. So small changes in the right places can lead to big gains without burning out your team. So let's just do such optimization and everything becomes better. Usually this is a number. You can have 1.2x or 1 till 1.5x gain if you successfully do all these changes. Yeah, this means that every one worker will give you 1.2 or to 1.5 times than they previously did. The next step, project utilization of gains. So now your team can do the same amount of work with fewer people. What should you do with that extra capacity? Yeah, it's like you just your team was hired, were hired more people without actually hiring anyone. So the real question is, what will you ask them to do now? Ideally, they should focus on activities that push your business forward. For example, build more features, fix more bugs, improve test coverage, clean up analytics to make smarter decisions. So they are helping business to reach the business goals. Like we already discussed, engagement, online sales, like critical defect reduction, faster release cycles, and so on. Yeah, there is. So some companies choose to save money instead by reducing headcount. For example, if 5 people now do the work of 6 people, they let 1 person go. But I don't recommend such approach, because there are always tons of work to be done. Yeah, it's not the option in my opinion, but yeah, it can be. So then we need to compare gains with technology choice. Once you improved your processes and team efficiency, you can ask, is our current tech stack still the best, or we have something that has a better fit? There are a few different ways to evaluate if a new technology will actually bring your more gains. So the heuristics, cross sections, and stepwise. Let's discuss all of them step by step. Yeah, heuristics. So you use experience, simple rules. You can simple rules like this framework is better to have a great performance, or this framework is better long-term support. You can create a table and try to buy the pros and cons of each technology and try to figure out which technology is most suitable. The second one, stepwise. Look at games like step by step. You can take a simple approach and like check, for example, so it's a complex native experience. If yes, okay, let's go to native. No, let's check. Is there 3D or games or VR or AR? Yes, okay, let's go with Unity or something else with immersive. No, let's check further. So performance is critical. If yes, let's go with cross-platform solution. If no, maybe hybrid or PVA will be simpler. But do we need presence in the App Store? If yes, hybrid. If no, we can go with PWA. This is the simplest approach to choose the best fit, and not the best one, in my opinion. The best one from my perspective is the last one, cross-section. We need to figure out which tasks are on roadmap and what capabilities they really on and how strongly. And then we just map it on this diagram, not diagram, it's kind of spider graph, and visualize all these dependencies. Here is just simplified example. Let's say our roadmap includes building a complex, customizable, and composable UI, but doesn't really require heavy computations, deep integration with native, or like accessibility or something like this. So we can better match our needs with the right tools and tech instead of over-engineering or under-preparing. We just need to build a graph of technology capabilities and combine them. It allows us to measure which factors are most important for the business and compare them against with different technology software. For example, native development often like scores very high, powerful and flexible, but even then, it's not always perfect fit for every project. Sometimes the overlap between what the business needs and what the tech provides is not ideal. By comparing this cross-section, we can make smarter, more informed decisions about the tech choice. So you see the area of cross-section is not really big. And then let's, in this our simple example, then let's compare with the cross-platform. So here cross-section is much better. This is a kind of strong signal that they might be in the right choice to adopt. Probably you often notice that Flutter and React Native tend to cover a wider range of capabilities. So for most applications, there are better fits than going fully native, especially when you need flexibility across many platforms without giving up too much. And let's compare with hybrid solution here. So you see the size of cross section again is not such big, but that still can be good fit. Depends on what you really need. So in our specific example, the best fit was a cross-platform, but it doesn't mean that in your case it will be the same. So the only thing left to do is to implement the solution and to evaluate the benefit. Yeah, I took the analysis from one of our projects in past. There are actual data after calculating current expenses and gains. After expenses, after strategy optimization, and then after switching to cross-platform. So you see no optimization, 1x, after operational and organizational optimization, 3.35x, and then move from native to platform. So gains is 4.65. But there is one more important factor that needs to be taken into account when you choose a technology: expanding mobile solution. So a lot of different devices in digital ecosystem around us, and not all of them are mobile. So people don't just use applications on mobile phones. They sometimes use smartwatches, browsers, laptops, or even laptops applications, or even smart TVs. So when we think about user experience, we have to look beyond mobile and consider full range of platform people, full range of platform with which people interact. So I asked AI to analyze the number of gadgets people use in 2024. As you can see, the number of phones is significantly higher than number of other devices. However, this is still a large number. And if application can be useful on not only on mobile devices, but for example, on TV device as well, or desktop browsers or somewhere else. It will be beneficial from a business perspective to expand your application to these platforms as well. Let's take a look to this graph. So the profit you get from adding a new platform doesn't grow as a straight line. The more platforms you already support, the less additional value each new one brings. You can see on the graph, the return from each extra platform gets smaller and smaller. And let's add another graph. This one shows how the complexity of adding a new platform as you support more platforms. You can see the complexity increases, and so it can be expected. And at some point, these two graphs intersect. So after this, the cost of adding a new platform becomes higher than the value it brings, so making it no longer beneficial. But if you look at the same graph with Flutter, the picture changes. Since Flutter supports multiple platforms from a single code base, the complexity grows much more slowly, almost a straight line. This makes supporting more platforms far more cost effective. So in case you didn't know, Flutter supports a bunch of platforms from a single code base. So Flutter for web, Flutter for desktop, I mean besides mobile, yeah. Flutter for web, Flutter for desktop, and Flutter for TV platforms. Flutter for TV platforms is not official support, but still it can be used for them. So in examples that I mentioned before, so you can bring more gains in comparison with what you have before. In this chart, yeah, you can see how much additional gains we achieved by moving application with the same solution to the web with very, very little extra effort. And the last but not least, leveraging AI for optimization. I intentionally avoided bringing up AI until this slide because it deserves a chapter of its own. Yeah, AI is changing everything, and that includes a very idea what mobile application is. What do we really mean when we say mobile application? The fact is, we are living in a turning point in history where many concepts are evolving. Just a phrase, open a letter, for example. Yeah, I mean something absolutely different in comparison with a century ago. The definition of mobile application is also shifting now, I guess. So AI is transforming the world. Yeah. And I believe it will redefine what we consider a mobile application. Before long, it may be impossible to imagine an application without AI. So let's explore how mobile applications are set to evolve. Yeah. So a little bit. So I made my slides very fast. So here should be only the first one. I haven't checked the animations. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's avoid discussing like old Nokias and start talk about mobile application from smartphones. So yeah, the kind of starting point of this evolution is a usual mobile application: Android, iOS, cross-platform, whatever. I know banking applications, Uber, whatsoever. But with this kind of rise of AI, we have new category of applications, kind of AI-powered mobile applications, where part of functionality delegates to AI, like generating of receipt for dishes, I don't know, or generation of your gym training, like personal workout, yeah. But it's just a beginning of evolution. The next step is application is AI agents, or I don't know, okay, we can call it, for example, mobile AI agent. AI agent is a autonomous intelligent system that can interact with the real world. I don't know, buy for you tickets or call to some services and so on. But I believe that the next stage in this evolution will be something like AI-driven devices. So in kind of robot with a software. It's kind of mobile devices. Yeah, robot can move and so on. We can consider it's a software for such mobile robot as a mobile application. Yes, why not? But we are not there yet. Yeah, we are here, and I would recommend to learn more about AI and how to create mobile AI agents and mobile powered applications. But yeah, we are still here. And so AI is also changing the way we develop software. This picture is filled AI developing a mobile app. And while the future might not look exactly like this, the idea is pretty close. We will give instruction in natural language and AI will generate the entire app for us. But don't worry, there will always be work for us. Because to give the right instructions, you still need to understand how everything works. Without this, the apps create one big. So 1 second. Okay. Where we are? So even today, there are plenty of AI tools that can boost developer productivity dramatically. One skilled developer using the right AI tools can sometimes be as effective as the entire team. I don't have exact numbers for project I worked on, but we did the measurements before the AI boom, yeah, for those examples that I showed. But I imagine the result would look something like this. Hopefully, soon I'll have real data from one of our current projects and we'll be able to share actual numbers. The most important thing when using AI is to stay mindful of security policies and not to use tools blindly. Smart usage is a key. Which AI tools to use? That's a whole separate talk on its own, and it was partially covered in the first session, for example, today. What is important is that these tools can help optimize nearly every step that I mentioned in this talk. And on that optimistic note, I would like to wrap up and wish you all the best on your journey toward maximum efficiency in mobile development. This is the final slide. And QR code to my LinkedIn again. So welcome and feel free to ask questions, I guess we have time for this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sasha. Thanks for giving the overview of whole mobile app development, basically. So I have some questions. Let me see. I can bring the Muralidharan. Um, he can also come on the stage, and then I can talk to you, both of you. Like, and ask some questions. So I'm the curious George here. I always have so many questions in my mind. So, I have first question, Sasha, about you, because you are talking about the overall whole mobile app development, right? And now everything is talking about AI. You covered that part as well as a AI in this development cycle. And as I have my own startup, and I can feel the some points. So I have seen some projects, or I have seen some startups as well, where they want to take some decision that which technology stack you are using to develop your app or something, and they want to start to build some product, and they fine tune that product till reaching to the publishing phase. So what you suggest in that, basically, how this kind of decision making you do, basically, when you do the develop the app, to fine tune the current features, or you can ship the app first and then you can fine tune the features or add the new features in the application.
Didn't get the exactly question. So it's like a long history. So
So so my question is that when you develop the any application, right, mobile
mhm.
application, so what is your thinking, that should we ship the first version of app first, or
Ah.
first you have to fine tune it and then ship it to the app store or play store?
So the good question. Uh, so it depends. Probably you remember from my presentation that it's important to specify your goals, what you exactly want to achieve. For example, if you really need to get application to market fast, to start getting, for example, money from subscriptions, or something like this, so probably it's a kind of solution to publish it faster, but you should be ready that something won't be good enough, and you will need to fix issues in like very fast. I will tell you, so in my opinion, quality is really matters, uh, and so check everything carefully. From my perspective, is important, but again, it depends on what you really need. For example, if you not publish it and not get like result to do this announcement, or you had a commitments for this time, so it can be very big range of reasons of your decision. There is no like correct answer. Do always this way, or do always this. No, it depends on situation. But yeah, you should like mm, measure
Okay.
benefits and potential risks. So what happens if we publish it without tuning, and I don't know, application will crash in 50% of situation. So what users will think about, can probably we will lose the audience, so on. So it's a
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. And Murli, you were also talking about the AI, right? Using the AI for the code review thing. So, what do you think are the biggest challenge right now? Everyone is talking about AI, and people. Okay, this is the new feature come in the market. Everyone wants to use it or incorporate in their organization. But how organization is also ready to adapt this thing in their field, basically? What do you think about this, basically?
Mm.
Yeah, I think we can't avoid it. So that's what I feel. We shouldn't be avoiding it. Okay, if there is some good things are happening, we can see how it can benefit us. That's what I see. In the organization level, it can do a small amount of increase in the productivity for the employees. That's what I see. Okay, for developers generally, okay, all these tools can help a little bit of productivity. At the same time, I mentioned it's not a replacement for any of the current approaches we have. That is for sure. Especially even the big tools like for example the demo we seen, GitHub website doesn't have a support for Swift Kotlin as of now. Okay, it's going to come, even though they can't understand how the entire code base like a person thinks, the team member thinks. So those things are there. We should not avoid it. We should start seeing if it can benefit us in any way, and then it can increase a little bit of productivity. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. So I think like a AI is taking everywhere. Like that is the thing. Basically, we should adapt that AI, and we should use the AI for our own self, and then don't remove the human touch to the technology. But we can take AI with us, and then we
Yeah, we
can
can't
develop.
remove actually. Yeah, that's the main part. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the main thing basically, and that's what we are seeing here. Sasha is also mentioning the AI agent because it will change the game of the mobile app development definitely. Because each and now I can see every startup or everyone wants to have some kind of AI feature in their application, right? And then is
Yes.
another part is that what kind of AI, what kind of feature you want in your application. We are building right now, my startup is building the healthcare application. Then is we are doing the what kind of features in our application, is it safe data or data privacy and all this stuff that is come in the picture, right? So yeah, that's a great both are having a really great informative talk and helping the community. And these are the very important talk now because AI is taking the place everywhere, and I think this is really helpful. So thank you so much both of you to coming to our platform and sharing your knowledge with all of us. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank,
Thank you.
See you next
thanks.
time.
Bye.
Bye.